I don't know that song.
While the merry bells keep ringing.
You're so good at that.
Happy holidays.
Good at singing.
Thanks.
I
Do you have
am.
a favorite Christmas song? Favorite holiday song?
Frosty the Snowman?
Really?
Probably. Just because we sing it so much. Or Rudolph, like the little kid ones.
Oh, yeah. Is that your favorite Christmas movie then, too? The
No,
like
my favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch, probably. Or Elf.
the live action Grinch or the cartoon Grinch?
The live action.
Who is in that one
Jim
again?
Carrey, I think.
Oh, yeah. That one's so good.
It gets me every time.
Yeah.
My favorite, my favorite scene is when he has like the table of all of this. Have you seen it?
Yeah, like a
Okay.
long time ago.
Okay, well, there's a scene where he has like all of his like dinner setting is set up with a tablecloth,
Uh-huh.
and you know the trick where you pull the tablecloth and everything stays the same. Well, he wants to destroy everything, right? So he goes and he rips the tablecloth to like destroy everything, but everything stays in the same spot, and he's like, "Nah." It just like cracks me up. So I'm like, that is me.
Yeah, that's a good
Ah,
one. Anyway,
welcome back,
welcome.
everybody.
Polite as
Polite as
fuck.
fuck, people. You guys still haven't
Happy
named yourselves.
holidays.
So it's the time is coming. You're gonna be called fuckers because that's where we're going with it.
Wait, we did get some responses. I just don't remember what they were.
We
Like
need.
early on when we said that,
Well, my
but
sisters have changed our like group chat to Ellie's fuckers. Like
I
I like it.
think it's kind of funny. We appreciate all the interaction we've been getting on our socials
Yes,
and engaging with the polls that we put out because we have some new ideas.
lots of new ideas
Yeah,
that we want to start implementing as soon as possible.
such as today.
Such as today, I think we want to introduce a new segment called Welcome to My Brain. Erica has like a little jingle that she wants to do. I don't know if you want to do it now, but it's probably won't be the same since you did it before.
No.
But it coming in
In
the
my
coming months.
in my brain, it sounds like what did you
A
say?
scat.
Scat.
Like
Welcome to my brain.
Oh, Lord.
Because we have a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions,
Yeah.
and we haven't been saying them on the podcast.
Well, no, because we live together. So sometimes it's like we really have to, we'll like go to say something to each other and we're like, oh man, this would have been so good for the podcast. So we really just have to
Yeah.
stop talking to each other.
But
What?
it inspired
It
this.
did. Well, what I think the conversation that really got me was I'm trying to remember how it started. Was it with the volume or
I mean, that's where I noticed it the most, but I feel like
well, for content, okay, so I'm trying to remember what started the conversation, but we were talking about something, and I was like, numbers, like you had asked me like, can you change it to like 5 or can you change it to an even number or something, and I was like, yeah, that's so funny because it really does stress me out when like you're changing the volume on the television and someone puts it to like 23 or 27. I'm like, why? It's even numbers. Like, you need to do an even numbers or increments of 5.
Yeah.
And then I
Yep.
was like, fucking 4, dude. Pisses me off. Like, 4, like, 2 is great. Like, 1, no, is weird.
Yeah.
2, great. 4, I just don't. It's a weird number. 5, perfect. 6,
4,
great.
okay, but 4 is weird, but 3, love a 3.
I know what we were talking about. We were
What?
talking about like how we wanted to organize the podcast today, and like
Oh,
we're
yeah.
trying to do like this whatever we wanted to talk about,
Uh-huh.
and I had given you topics, and you were like, oh, that's your favorite number, 7, and you're like, oh, I wish it was like an even number, like 6 or 8 or something, and I was like, I understand. 7 is my favorite. Like my 7 is everything to me.
That's the only odd number that you are
that I
like.
like. That I'm like
Okay.
odd number great, other than 5s.
And 3.
And 3s.
Do you like 3?
No, I don't like 3s.
Oh.
I don't like 3s.
I
Well, then
love sets of 3.
no, fucking hate 3. 3 and 4 just really upset me. But put them together and you get 7. Weird.
Do you like
we
Oxford
cannot be the only
commas?
people that think this. There's no way. This is why it's called Welcome to My Brain, because like this is the thought process that goes in my mind. I'm like,
That surprises me that you don't like 3.
yeah, I don't know why.
Okay, so like when you're writing a sentence, you know how you can use a conjunction or
Okay,
you
well,
can
that's
have like
different.
but that's what I think of. If I'm like, I like to eat sleep, and swim or something.
Yeah.
Like I need to have three. It can't just be like I
Well,
like to
yeah,
eat and
I feel
sleep.
like that's just like language, right? Like having three. You saw that too. That little hair.
You know what that reminded me of? The Who's down in Whoville. Wait, are they on a snowflake?
Oh yeah, they are on a snowflake.
Yeah.
Oh, I just killed a whole bunch of who's on that dog hair. Well, oh well. Anyway, language. Three. Yeah, three's in that sense, yes. But like the number
Or just the
three.
number three.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, would you turn your volume to 13 or 23?
No, it's literally just just 1, 2, 3. 3. That first three. It's okay.
It just cracks me up that we had a full conversation about that and we wanted to share that with you.
I used to get mad at Savannah, like when we were driving the car together. I really like my car because I can't tell there's no number. You just
Mm,
turn it and it just gets louder, or
mm.
you turn it down. So I don't pay attention to that. But like in cars where the bar, it's like where you can see the bar progressing. I'm like, it needs to be a full bar.
Oh, yeah.
Or if it's a number, it needs to be like
Yeah,
what we
who does a
said.
half bar?
I don't know.
A half bar? No, absolutely not.
Absolutely
Yeah, full
not.
bar all the way. Or
Yeah.
like, yeah, a good number. Oh, that would drive me nuts. Or like 11. Ugh.
No, just put it to 10.
10 or 12. Like, why do you need to put it at 11? It drives me nuts.
Well, I'm really glad that
I
share
really hope
this.
we cannot be the only people that think this.
I hope not. Savannah doesn't think this way because she would always get annoyed with me. But
What else did I want to add to the welcome to my brain? Oh. Okay. I need your opinion. I have not said this to you. This is
yeah,
my okay,
okay.
so I was walking the dogs
Mm-hmm.
and I have a thought
Mm-hmm.
and I have a very strong opinion about it.
Okay.
Is the signs up in people's yards, like open front yard, or like even, when you have like a yard and then the sidewalk and then that little bit of space in between like the sidewalk and the road,
Mm-hmm.
where there's signs of like a dog shitting and like a big circle with like a X through it and it says, "Be respectful." I want to rip them out and throw them through that person's window. I want to clarify that I think that the signs that say like please pick up or like be respectful, pick up your dog shit. Like I totally get because I hate when people leave their dog shit. Like there's
Yeah.
our apartment literally gives you free bags that I take
Yeah.
all the time. But the signs that are like be respectful, no shitting at all. Like what the fuck? Where is my dog supposed to take a shit? Also, your green grass first of all is not good for the environment.
Yeah.
And like the animals were here before you. Why do you literally went out of your way to buy a sign
Yeah.
that has your yard looks gross now because now instead of like dog shit, you have an actual sign of a dog
Like a
shitting
red,
with a
yeah.
red mark through it that says be respectful, plastered like every 5 yards in your yard. I
Yeah.
cannot fucking stand the signs. I cannot do it. And I just want to be like, why? Put a sign that says pick up your shit. Because you're afraid that my dog is going to piss all. Who gives a shit? They were here first. They're animals. Where do you expect me to take them? Right, Luna?
Tell him, Luna.
Look at her. She looks so sweet. I just can't stand it.
I do not feel as passionate about you as
Ugh.
you about that. But it's not that I think that they're great. Like I think they look stupid. And in my mind, why do you have a sign even if it says pick up your dog shit? Why do you need that sign? Like people are either going to do it or they're not. And I feel like unless it's a sign that's like free dog shit bags or like treats or something, like
Yeah.
then you have a sign out. But like, why do you even have a sign at all?
I don't.
Because dog owners know to pick up their dog shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
or they will.
they're
They
bad
do
dog
it.
owners. I don't know.
I really like. I see every time I see one, I just get so frustrated. And
It
I
does
just wanna
make their
ask,
yards
like,
look
why?
bad. I've seen one where it's like they have like 3.
It automatically
like,
is like
spaced
you're
out.
that kind of fucking person. I really just don't like them. Other people must agree. Dog owners, I feel like I hope
Yeah.
I cannot be the only one that
Yeah.
is as strongly
Opinionated.
opinionated about it.
I think they're just stupid, but I'm not like
Enough for me to take out my phone and write in my notes, polite as fuck podcast. welcome to my brain, dog shit sign. Like, I literally had to, like, because I get so annoyed. And
Yeah.
I honestly just want to take my dog over there and be like, shit, Luna, shit, Bash, shit right here, shit on the sign. Oh, God, it gets me so fired up.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way about
Stuff.
something.
Enough to say it on our podcast.
I do think they're dumb. I agree with you that they're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And you can tell the type of person like
yeah.
who has that. You're like, we
Mhm.
probably wouldn't be friends, but you never know.
I
Don't judge a
guess.
book, as they
No,
say.
I'm judging. That's what I'm saying. Is like I normally am like, you know what? I don't know. I don't want to judge a book by its cover or whatever. But when it comes to that, I'm like, no, I'm done. That is a good first date question. Is like if you're dating someone or trying to go on a date, that is a question that you should ask.
Do
Is
you
it
have a
would
dog
you
shit
would
sign?
you have a would you ever like or what is your take on no dog shit here signs? And if someone's like, oh, to protect the yard, bye, bye, bye. I'm not doing it.
That is a good vetting. You don't even need to go on the date. You could just text them that before.
So weird. I have a few interview questions for you, and the first question
To
is,
qualify this
yeah, to
date.
qualify me actually leaving my house to get ready. Ugh,
Welcome to our brain, guys.
seriously.
Well, that was fun. Should we talk about our goals?
Yeah, let's just dive right into it.
We did a poll and people participated and it was
Yay!
good. And I know you don't like resolutions, but I
We just
felt
changed the
like
word. It's the same exact thing, but instead of resolution, it's goals.
it's more of like things like you're hoping or manifesting or
Mm-hmm.
whatever for your year.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the thing that you found, the structure of the
Mm-hmm.
different groupings, because I feel like that those are all the areas of your life, really,
Yeah.
that you could
I
put
did
goals
add
into.
some too that
Oh,
I
okay.
felt like didn't fit into that category.
Mhm.
So we can add that on the end. But our
Okay.
first one, which I thought we were kind of going back and forth on this one, but I thought it was really important to include was environment. And that's like the thing that I found on Pinterest that said it was like home, organization, and atmosphere. But I just
Mhm.
took like home and atmosphere because I just know that one of my goals for this past year, like 2022, was to redo my like atmosphere, find a new,
Mm.
that's the whole reason why I moved, is to like
Mhm.
find a new atmosphere, like living atmosphere for myself, environment for myself that better suited me and my goals and my future self. And so that's
Mhm.
why I wanted to include it. So for that one, I had just put creating and building my room to fit me. So a lot of the things in my room are old or somebody else's. Literally everything. So I think for 2023, I really want to put together like my style. I feel like
Mhm.
now that I'm like, I have my own space in this apartment, I really would like to figure out what my style is and start exploring like different things that make me happy and come home and feel home me. And like
Mhm.
and I said to fit me and I say that in a few other things and I just mean like I'm ever evolving. So like the
Mhm.
person that I am today when I look in my room, I'm kind of like, I don't see myself right now. I see old Ellie. And so I would
Mhm.
like to change it. Like literally my curtains are from college.
Yeah.
Like I really should change that.
They're
So
pretty,
they're cute. I think I'm gonna
but
steer away from the
the floor.
flower vibe. I just love flowers so much; it's so
I
hard.
know, it's
But
a
I
good
think just
vibe.
more, yeah, reminds me of like middle school. I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, I need to find something else.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, and then just like I always love organizing my space in my area, so giving myself like
Literally 2 hours ago.
literally. I was supposed to be getting in the shower and I'm just like, you know what? Let me pull out this bit. All right, how did I say it started? Oh, I wanted to dust. I wanted to clean my room. So I was like dusting and then I was like, oh, I wonder if I should move this and what's in this drawer. And then I just like, Erica came home and my room had like exploded. She's like, is this really what you should be doing right now? I'm like, no, I know. But making space for like organization, I feel like everything is everywhere. Like
Mhm.
literally my books are on the floor. So getting things that like so everything has a place.
Mhm.
And then as always getting rid of things. I love getting rid of stuff. We
You're
just
really
did
good at that.
yeah, I do love getting rid of everything. Like if it doesn't serve me anymore, bye.
It is a very satisfying feeling to like drop stuff off at Goodwill or wherever you're donating, and it's like it's out of my life.
Mhm.
Like that,
It's
all
hard
that
though, but I
clutter.
can't tell you how many times like I've given away clothes and like 6 months later, I'm like, I know I had this top. Like I know I had it. And then I'm like, I gave it away.
Yeah,
Oh well,
yeah. I keep things way longer than I should, so that
we
usually
need to
doesn't
find a
happen.
balance
Yeah.
in between. Okay, yeah. What are your environment goals?
Environment goals. I put something similar, but for my bathroom.
Bathroom.
I want to do a bathroom makeover because I feel like I'm trying to prioritize routines in terms of like taking care of myself.
Hmm.
And for as long as I can remember, like I literally would just like splash water on my face, like avoid looking in the mirror. Because if I look in the mirror, I'm gonna like pick up my skin or something, and then just like throw my hair up and leave.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like make a little sanctuary to where I like it's comfortable. I want to spend time in there. It's relaxing, and so just like I invested in some like high quality skincare products, and I'm like trying to make it a little setup to where it's cozy and cute in there. So, bathroom makeover. And then the other one I put for environment, I don't want to say that like I'm locking myself into this next year,
Hmm.
but potentially buying a house.
You said that today.
I know. If I can find a place where I know I'm not going to like be stressed out every month paying for the mortgage, and like if you're willing to live there, or if we can like find other people to like
Oh yeah.
that I like and would want to live with to live in the house. I would love to own a place here and like build it, like own something that's like has a yard and has like not it's not next to another person,
Oh yeah.
like my own
I love that goal.
place. But if I don't want to like go into debt just because I'm like I need to own a house. Like if I don't like it, I don't want to buy it, but
So just kind of exploring your other living options. I think that's such a good goal for you to
yeah.
have this year. I like
Thanks.
it because I want you to buy a house. I'm like, yes, I will help you with that.
I wanted to read some other ones. If a proper work from home setup, I feel like that is worth the time if you are working from home because, I mean, I could zhuzh mine up like at a standing desk or something, but
Hmm.
like if you're working from home, you need to be comfortable. I've
Hmm.
like messed up my back from like sitting on the couch working all day or like curled
Hunched
up
over.
like on the floor, just like yeah, you need to build your own space. And then another one was building their home into just more of like a cozy atmosphere. I feel like that seems to be the trend for a lot of people is like chipping away bits and pieces to like make it feel like you're excited. You feel comfortable, you want to stay
Yeah.
there.
Like I see myself represented when I go into my room or my
Mhm.
space.
Mhm.
I like that. I think a lot of people um, can relate to the work space at home because I feel like a lot of people work from home. I
Mhm.
don't, but I know a lot of people that do. And I think they like, I feel like the trend is it's so they enjoy working from home, but it's hard because you have all the other distractions. So creating a space where you are actually in work mode and
Mhm.
feel creative and like energized is so like a goal for a lot of people so that they can be more comfortable working from home and actually feel like they get things done.
Mhm.
So I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. What's the next one?
All right, our next one, as I like try to figure out my footing here, is career. So new job, starting a business, promotions, everything kind of that has to do with career. Some of the things that I said was finding something to stick with while I figure it out.
Mm.
I'm not going to dive too much into it, but I've been really struggling with career and thoughts and things. So I just, when I was doing this, I really wanted to focus on like actual achievable goals. Like, so I don't want to be like, start my new career and like figure out what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like I've never been that kind of person. Like I've always been like, should I do this or should I not? So I
Mhm.
think just at least finding somewhere or something that I am able to stick with while I'm figuring out additional like options for myself.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's where I'm at now or if it's something else. That's, I don't know. Come the new year, we'll find that. See if that's what the case is.
Yeah.
I also said exploring more career options that fit me. That doesn't mean like making a decision or anything, but just really taking the time to explore different options. And then I also said like creating more space for the podcast. I think it's
Mhm.
so like it's been a really good creative outlet, but I think we have such good ideas and like our friends and the people that have been listening have been so dedicated and have like given us really good feedback, whether it's like change the way that you're sitting or we like this, we don't like this. Like I love it. It like fuels
Mhm.
me with so much like fuel to do more. And so I really want to take time this year. Like it's not even like about trying to like grow. Obviously, I want to become like super great and like have a whole bunch of listeners, but I want me personally, I just want to create more space for it so
Mhm.
that I can grow and see myself grow. It's like such a good thing to like look back and be like, "Oh wow, look what we were talking about last year."
It's like journal entries almost.
Yeah. But we
But
get to
like,
share it
but we
with you
can, but everyone
guys.
gets to read our journals.
So I think that's what I put. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good. I put two things. One in like my current role, my current work environment, which was to like actually launch a campaign that I'm excited about. I feel like for what I do, I do content, which is like I love doing that and it's fun, but it can also become very much like you just are a machine and like people request things and you do it and you build it and you edit it and I read so many blogs and I read all these articles and I correct all their grammar and like sometimes it just feels like I'm not really like it's very mundane. I'm not really making an impact.
Mhm.
Some of the topics I'm like I don't really care.
Mhm.
And I know that that is I'm not always going to love every piece of content that I have to work on or create, but I also am in a role where I can pitch ideas that I'm like, this would be cool and try it and see if it works. And like, it's a lot of work, but I feel like if I actually try and pitch something that I'm interested in,
Mhm.
then that might be like a little bit of a fire for me to like be more motivated.
Yeah.
Um, and then outside of work, I also put the podcast and it's more of like prioritizing ideas because I feel like we talk about ideas or I think of ideas and then it's like they just kind of sit there. But I'm
Mhm.
also like, I can work on stuff. Like I can try things out and even if it's not something we end up doing, I what I really like about this is like learning new
Mhm.
things and like learning how to edit audio, which we're still figuring it out, learning how to like edit the video and finding new ways to like engage with people. I enjoy that. And rather than like scrolling through my phone or like laying on the couch, which sometimes I need,
Mhm.
it's like try and do one thing a day for the podcast because I feel like I enjoy it. When I
Yeah.
start working on it, I'm like, this is so fun.
Yeah. I love
Um,
it.
Other things people said, I think a lot of people, okay. Someone said finding my niche. Another one was like growing in my role or like finding my place or
Mhm.
things along those lines. And just a hot take for a second is that no one literally knows what they're doing. And I've said this so many times this week, but it's just so true. Like, no one knows what they're doing in
Yeah.
life, and people are faking it. And that's fine. And that's just kind of what you do. And you feel like you have something figured out, and then you realize you really don't know much at all. But I feel like sometimes we're so hard on ourselves for like, I have to know, I have to
I
have my
know.
life passion and figure it out. And it's like everyone's saying the same things. And part of me, part of why I really liked that like YOLO So Commit
Mhm.
podcast was because it's like pick something and see and like go through the hard times with it. And if obviously if you're like, I'm absolutely miserable and I hate this and I never want to like I can't even get out of bed. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
But like if you are there at work and there's bits of like fun in it and like holding on to those and trying to evolve in that way or like go down different paths within that niche, but like actually sticking to something so that you can grow in it and be really good at it,
Mhm.
I feel like is good. Because I know for myself, at least this last year, I was like, whatever, I'll just change to this, or maybe I'll try this, or I'll do this. And I think that's okay. But I also was like, the grass is always greener.
Mhm.
And so maybe figuring out like to find the joys in the little things. And other ones were like growing a side hustle, which I feel like is similar to the podcast, or like growing something outside.
Mhm.
When you have that creative outlet outside of work, I feel like it's so like motivating.
That, and it pulls you away from feeling like you need to change what you're doing, right? Like you were just saying, like, oh, the grass is always green. Like I feel like people put everything they are into their career. And so when things don't work out, like, of course you
Mm,
want to quit. Of course you want to leave. But for me, it's like, that's where I'm at is should I leave or should I stick it out? Because if I'm not being able to be like my creative process where I'm working, well, then I have the podcast to put it into. So then I still have like my career that's paying the bills, but then my actual, like, I am a creative person, that outlet is going somewhere else. So the fact that people say that, it's like, I recommend it because then it
mhm.
makes you feel, it also doesn't leave you burnt out from your job. You don't are feeling like you're throwing 100% of yourself
That's so
into your
true.
career.
Yeah,
You're giving it what you need. When the time is up, the clock ticks, you're close your computer, you're done, and then you're able to kind of remove yourself from it. And I think having that like side hustle is a perfect way to do that.
yeah. I'm so glad you said that because I do think that's what's made a difference in my happiness in my current role. Obviously, a lot of other things change too, but it's like if I'm disappointed or bummed out or like I didn't get to work on a project I wanted to or I'm working on a project I don't care about, it's like whatever, I have other
So
things
yeah.
to put that energy into that I want to give,
Mhm.
which I do think like your overall happiness when you have hobbies or things outside of work is so much better because you're not just like relying on that one thing to provide all of the things for
Right,
you.
which it never can.
No.
Never will.
No.
I have to remind myself. That's good. I'm glad people said that. It seems it's nice for me to read that because I'm like, oh, I feel not so alone in my feelings,
Yeah.
which is so nice.
Yeah.
Moving on to finances, saving, salary, budgeting, etc., etc. Some of my goals were stop like to catch up and stop living paycheck to paycheck. I am literally living paycheck to paycheck and I hate it. I hate it so much. So being able to just like really focus and catch up and then be able to save a little bit. I also said continue to negotiate or move on. If I
Mm,
am not getting paid what I am worth, I'm not trying to get like a gazillion dollars. Like, I know that working in a nonprofit, you can only give me so much. I do think I am not getting paid nearly as much as I deserve.
mhm,
So, continuing to negotiate and also realizing like what my worth is when it comes to finances, and that kind of goes hand in hand to the with the career one. And then my third one was doing a monthly budget. I really like seeing, and I was really good at this last year, beginning of like this year, 2021 into 2022, and then I stopped when I moved because I was like, "Eh." So getting back into it just because I like to see where my money goes, and I'm very much like I like it organized and on a piece of paper or on an Excel, and so being able to continue to do that and get that what's that word, like routine of doing that every month. I think if I start it now, it'll help me like my future adult self.
mhm. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that's really good. I As you were saying that, I remembered I don't even know, it must have been last year. I was really good on Sundays, I would go to the coffee shop, I'd bring my, like, budget, and I'd look at all the things I bought that week and, like, note it all down.
Hmm.
So, I feel like when you're looking at where you're spending your money, you're way more aware of how much money you have, where it's all going,
Right.
like, different things you can do with it.
Hmm.
And I think I did that because one, I was like not putting in any effort into friendships. So I was just a loner. But it was good because I really knew where things were going. All that to say, my therapist has recommended me like actually setting dates with myself and
Hmm.
like following through on them.
Is
It's a
that a
thing
date
to
idea?
work. No, but like I have things that I like want to do and she's like make it into like an enjoyable like thing. Like how I was doing where it's like I look forward to that time.
Yeah.
But I am really good at committing or like following through with other people and
Hmm.
not myself.
Hmm.
So one thing it kind of ties in is like actually sticking to a budget, which is like way easier said than done. But when you make those
Little
set those
steps. Yeah.
times to like actually look at it, then I think I can. I met with a financial planner this year because I thought that they were gonna fix all my problems, and
Mhm.
like I'm just like, you figure it out. You tell me what to do with my money and I'll do it. But it wasn't really a good conversation, and I feel like that doesn't mean financial planners aren't good. I just tried one and wasn't happy
Mhm.
with like the intro call or wasn't really impressed. And so I'm like, dang it, I have to figure it out on myself. That's one more thing that I have to do.
Right.
And I just put it off. So actually like prioritizing it, and when you do it weekly, it's like you go through your spending for the week. That's quick.
Yeah. I know.
So why does it need to be this huge chore? It's
I
only when
know.
you put it off for months and then you have to go back and then you're like, oh gosh.
Yeah. That's the only good thing is I feel like I can like reset in January and be like, oh well, it's a literally new year. I'll just start now and track my stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Some other ones, we have more budget. There were quite a few budgeting things. Start a savings. I think I'm gonna add to like start a 401k or like some type of retirement thing.
Mhm.
I don't think it's never too late. They always say that. I was like really into the finance. Like I thought I was gonna be a financial planner for like 3 months.
Really focused on it. It was a goal of
Yeah,
mine for about 3
yeah.
weeks. And I gave up.
But I was just like, just the things that they show you when you like start investing any money. Like if you would have done it 5 years ago, here's how much you would have made. Not to like make you regret things, but it's like that's why you should just do it. Just like
Yeah.
start it now so that you can start accruing that
Yeah.
wealth.
Oh, well, we'll come back in 2024 for me, I think. Let me just catch up a little bit.
Yeah, 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 for sure. And did I say go on a big trip?
No.
She said to go on a big trip to Portugal, which is like
Ooh,
that is a financial thing. You
it
really have to
is.
budget for that and plan for that, and in order to make the most of it, like really be in tune with where your money's going. But Portugal sounds amazing
I
and I
know.
would love
Can
to
I
go.
go? I just like that though because that's why I like budgeting too is because I have like a section where it says like what it is you're saving for. So like my
Mm.
personal emergency, dog personal like their emergency funds, and then also like seeing like I want to do Iceland, I want to do this, I want to do this, and like putting in that money that way when I do go out places where I probably shouldn't be spending as much or like do I really need those pair of shoes, like it's a like constant reminder of like what is it that is important to me. It's like I don't
Mhm.
need those shoes, I really want to go on this trip,
I
but I feel
love
like
that.
in the moment and if I don't do a budget then I have no, I don't remember, or like I'll just be like oh no I need the shoes, I can save later, but if I'm actively seeing like where my money's going I feel like I make smarter decisions, so that's such
Yeah.
a good thing
You
if you
just have
just
to
yeah think about
prioritize.
it, yeah exactly.
I love that. There's some cool apps. That's why I was looking at my phone, like Copilot. I haven't really used it, but I have it downloaded because someone recommended it.
Hmm.
But like things like that, where it's like you can set those and really like visually see and track
Oh
your
that's cool.
progress. And I use Mint sometimes when I'm actually budgeting. But
Sometimes. Mm.
there's some good apps out there to help you stick with it.
Okay, yeah. So next, moving into relationships. This includes romantic, friends, and family. So the first thing I put is family vacations. I just think like summer. I love family vacations. So my goal for this year is to do my annual. We didn't do it this year, but for this coming year, annual Florida trip.
Mm.
Is just so important when the whole family gets together. So just making time for that. I Another thing that I said was actively making meaningful friendship time. I literally underlined actively because I think sometimes like I'm always like I want more friends. I wish I had more friends, but then it's like I don't do anything. I don't reach out to anybody. I don't ask. I just
Hmm.
like assume everybody's just like going to come to me, I guess. I don't really know what goes on in my brain, but it's like actively making those times. Like I can't, friends aren't just going to appear like in a box on my doorstep. I actually have to like put in time to do that. And then I also put meaningful connection with men that doesn't last 2 seconds. Literally. And I just mean like I don't even know what I mean. I just want to like have, I'm not looking for like a boyfriend or a husband. Like obviously if that happens that's great, but I just like to have a romantic connection with somebody that isn't just like hey or like meeting over like the apps or whatever,
Mhm.
like just having that connection and really getting to know someone that isn't like all about sex or anything like that. Like I hope that's involved, but like having that connection I think is just something that I want to focus on this year as well.
Yeah, those are all really good.
Yeah.
I also put family. I feel like this year I did a lot with friendships and it's not like, okay, done with friends, check. Like obviously I want to continue those things I've been doing.
Yeah.
Oh, also I do want to comment, like I feel like you have like what we did with Sarah yesterday. Like that was your idea of like inviting people over. I noticed that you're actively
I'm trying.
trying.
Thanks for
Yeah.
that note.
I did just want to say I noticed. But I put making time for family because I even growing up, I was like envious of people who had really great relationships with their parents or something. And it's like it takes work. Relationships take work. Like I can't just expect me to have good relationships with my parents
Yeah.
without doing anything. Or like my 2 times a year when I'm home
Hmm.
to be like, why aren't we bonded?
Hmm.
Why don't we like get along?
Yeah.
But I need to actively make time, actively call. Like I do good at that with my friends. So trying to do the same for my family. And we did a sibling trip like a few years ago and it was so much fun. Like just the kids, no parents. We got a house in like Donner or like Truckee area
Hmm.
and it was so fun, all of us together, and we get along so well. So I would love to do something like that again.
Love that.
And then outside of family, in the dating sphere, I feel like I want to be more bold.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. I feel like it's not that I'm like shy necessarily, but I'm also like, I expect someone to come up to me or like, I want you to ask me out. And like, yes, those are things that I would still like. I'm
Hmm.
not going to put all of the effort into it, but
Hmm.
like, I can't just expect, just like family, for relationships to happen
I
without being
know.
bold myself. And like, if I get shot down or rejected, like, just like, you said you want the bad bitch energy.
I
I'm trying to
do.
channel that of
Yes.
like, oh, that stings. That sucks. But also, like, at least I tried. At least I know. At least I'm not like, oh, if I would have talked to that guy, maybe we could have gone on a date.
I know. That's such a good point. I love that. That's a good goal.
Thanks. So I'm speaking it into
I
existence
know,
so
seriously,
I do
manifesting it.
that. Some other ones were growing what I have, like for people who are currently in relationships. We were talking about this last night. Is like it will always take work. It's not like you check a box and you got your partner and you're good for life. It's
Yeah.
like you always continually have to put in work. So I think that's good. Strengthening relationships with family members seems to be a trend, and making more trips together was another one.
Oh, I like that.
I like it. It's also like, yeah, take a trip together because then you really know if you want if you want to
Go travel with
invest.
that person, and I recommend you do it right away. It'll give you a lot of answers.
Yeah, if you think you're gonna want to be with that person or want to be their friend, you'll soon know whether this is gonna work or not.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a
When
good
someone's
goal.
out of their like comfort zone,
Yeah.
you see their true colors
Well,
come
that,
to
and I
light.
think just like even in some friends now, like when they go on trips and the person just wants to stay at the fucking hotel room, it drives me nuts. Like, it's not that kind of person. And if that's the kind of person you are, and like I want to travel and do all of these things, and the person I was talking to is very much like that, wants to travel, wants to go see all of these things, like, if that's just not going to work out, then.
Yeah. I do feel like it's like I don't want you to be like me. We don't need to be exactly the same or like the same things. But it's more of like the expectations going into the trip.
Hmm.
Like if you already know
Hold on.
that. Can I do it on your mic too? Because I've been staring at that the whole time. You're talking and I'm like, I'm going to get that in the next break.
I couldn't wait anymore. I was like, let me just get this. Anyway.
Anyway, fully lost my train of thought,
No,
but
like I like that though. Like the expectation isn't for you to be exactly like me when we go on a trip or like the same things or whatever, but like knowing what the expectation is overall. Like, okay, I want to go do a museum, but you're not a museum kind of person, so you go do you, but I want to do something fun. Like let's plan something like we both like going to a fancy restaurant. Like let's meet here, let's make it a date. And so having that, not just like, oh no, I don't do any of that. I'm just going to stay at the hotel room and be a like I don't know why I just wanted to say schmilly bomb, but that's just what came into my brain. So I wanted to share that with you.
I don't know where you get these names. They're not words.
Like, schmilly
You
bomb
have
is
your
not
own
my
language.
Oh God.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's really good.
Relationships. Yay.
Yay.
Moving on to oh, I like this one. Personal growth. So goals, routines. So I said like expanding my knowledge. So not necessarily like just reading, but it's like overall, like I feel like I'm very disconnected to the news. So I want to take more of like a step towards going out of my way to learn of what's going on in the world and like being aware of it and not being so like yeah, ignorance is bliss, but like finding a good balance and not constantly being like upset or depressed of what's going on in the world, but at least being aware of it. I love reading, so I want to continue reading. Doing more, like I want to bring so much, and I think this podcast will help. Like I want to bring so much knowledge to the podcast, and in order to do that, like I need to read articles. I want to listen to more podcasts, and I also added like classes. This goes back to like my career and looking at different options, like even just like little classes of like I've been thinking about doing like a painting class or like a photography class, like doing things that I like and channeling that and like being able to grow. Like you are always able to learn and gain as much knowledge, like just because you're not in school. And so I want to expand that. I put healthier relationship with food, slash meal prep, just like making that time. Oh, hey.
Sorry.
It's okay. So
cramping.
making that time to personally grow with my relationship with food. And then I put exercise routines, but now that I'm thinking about it, just like routines in general, but also allowing myself to not be strict. Having my routines, but also allowing myself flexibility in that routine and not being so freaking,
Rigid.
yeah, rigid. Yeah, so those were mine.
Those are really good. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
It's a lot
lot.
of things you want to work on.
I
Those
know.
are good. I have one. You're going on, and I'm like, well, I could do that too. Literally, the only thing I wrote down
Oh, God.
was finish projects.
That's a great goal.
Because I am like, I have so many ideas. I have so many things that go in my head are like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. I get so excited about different things or like see a video and I'm like, I want to do that. Like, let me tell you about the candle wax jar that I have. Or the seashells that I was gonna make a little like seashell. What are those called? Like a
Wind chime.
wind chime. Like I get these ideas in my head. For context, the candle waxes because I was gonna melt old wax and make new candles. You know, reduce, reuse, recycle. I still can do that, but it's like actually finish it, Erica, because I have all these like half finished things either in my mind, in my notes, sitting around the house. And not that I need to do them like right away, but I feel like I would feel more satisfaction with like a creative satisfaction when I like actually finish a project.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel that way about the podcast. Like when we edit an episode, put it out, or when we make a thing for social, it's like we start it, we finish it, we post it. It's a full life cycle. Whereas everything else in my life, I just don't ever finish it.
Yeah.
It's almost like I never want it to. I like the idea of like that it's still there, that I
Yeah.
can still do it.
Mm.
So that's a goal that I have, is to
I love
actually
that.
like finish things, and I feel like then I'll find other things that I want to do instead.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's a good one. I have so many projects. We need like a project day then.
Yeah. That would be good.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
helpful.
Some other ones were reading.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I like the idea of more like setting like intentions. Like to me these feel like these are some things that I want to work on, but we're not holding ourselves to like a
Yes.
number,
Yes.
because I've done that in the past where it's like write my SMART goal, specific, measurable, blah, 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 like, and I wrote like read a book every week. And then it's like,
And then when you
and then when I
don't
don't
do
do
it, you
that, I'm
feel
like,
bad about
yeah.
yourself, or you're
Or
like,
like I need to weigh this much, and
mm-hmm.
then I don't do it, and then I'm like, so I like the idea of like writing these down, hanging them up so you actually like reflect on
Yeah.
them. But it's more of like, are you actively working on that in your life?
Yeah.
Not like, oh, did you read 72 books this year?
Yeah.
There's 52 weeks in a year.
Nice. Nice. Woo, way to go.
Math. Anyway, that was a good one. Another one was like get fit, which is like, I like that. I also feel like there needs to be a little bit more specificity, maybe.
Ooh, that was a part I could not. I'm not even gonna.
Specificity, maybe.
I know. I have a lot of thoughts around this. Like, I feel like this is why I don't like resolutions or this time of the year of like all of this. And I don't know. I just know from like women's perspective, and
Mhm.
I'm sure like maybe men can relate. Men that are listening, like let us know. But this idea of like having to change your whole body and like this time next year I want to look like this. And so
Mhm.
like I urge the people that have said that reached out and said like fitness or get fit or exercise or do all of
Mhm.
these things to change your focus and like what does that look like? You want to exercise,
Mm.
like you want to go to the gym more, you what kind of exercise do you want to do? Like that's why I put have a healthier relationship with food, because it's like I do want to do exercise. I want to get fit. Like of course that would be a goal, but I don't know what that means. Like I
Mhm.
don't, you know what I mean? So I urge you to really think about what you mean by get fit and make sure it's like realistic. And by that I mean like, and this is one thing that I have too, is like love yourself and learn what your body can do, and also be happy with like the body that you have now and be very grateful for the way that it moves and that you're able to like walk and run and jump and do all of these things that a lot of people can't do, or like may be harder like as you get older. So I urge you to like shift your focus. And I say that because that is something that I'm working on, especially
Mhm.
for this new year. Is like I could have easily wrote down like I want to lose 20 pounds. I really want to just eat fruits and vegetables. And like I could say that, but I just know that when that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be hard on myself and I'm gonna be like even and I'm just gonna find myself slipping, kind of like how we talked about in last episode. Like I don't want to slip. Like I want to stay grounded as much as I can. So I want to give myself tangible, real goals. So I urge people that said that to think about that. We'll
Mhm.
do it together.
We'll do it together. A few other ones just because they were good was like try rock climbing,
Oh,
which is so
cool.
fun. I love the specific. I'm
Ooh,
just gonna keep saying that word because
love
it's
it.
fun. Finding a cool hobby, hanging out with friends, figuring out how to make friends as an adult, which we want to do an episode on that.
Yes, we do.
But all of these were just really good, and I feel like a good way to make friends is by doing hobbies,
Yeah,
like getting out and trying things is how you meet people. Um, so that's just a side tangent.
I love those. Yeah, trekking through. Okay,
Personal
next,
growth.
mental health. There were things to add, but I think mental health is pretty self-explanatory. I tried to have like, wow, I say I don't like the number. I almost said letter three, number three, but literally all of these are like three, 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 three.
It's
I
satisfying.
guess so, man. Maybe I don't know. Anyways, I just have two for this one, and they're kind of broad, but that's because like mental health is like such a struggle, and I think a lot of people can relate.
Mhm.
These are like this first one is very like a goal that I can do, and I wrote therapy. Like I've been going to therapy since I was 14, 15,
Mhm.
and I stopped outside of college, like when I graduated from college, and I would really like to get back into it. I don't think like nothing's like wrong. I don't know. I just think like the the perspective around therapy. Like, you don't have to go just because like something happened and or like traumatic or whatever, but I do think it's something that I can benefit from. So that's something I want to do this year. And then I put self-love, which is like so broad, and I don't really know. That's kind of like get fit, I guess,
Mhm.
now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't know, like maybe this can spark a conversation, but I really do think that like this goes into what I was telling you in the car. Like if I could say like for mental health, like my goal this year is like bad bitch energy. And like I know that sounds so silly and generic, but like
No, I
I
love
feel
it.
like I care so much that it is like affecting my mental health. Like I've lost my confidence in myself, my ability to speak to other humans, to like just all around just kind of like not the best and like caring about shit I shouldn't care about. And so I just want this like bad bitch energy. And I think like like loving myself for like who I am and every mistake I make, every awkward encounter, every weird thing I say, I just need to love it. Like it's who I am. Like take it or leave it. So
Mhm.
just that shift in
Mhm.
my brain is something that I'm really going to focus on this year.
I love those. Those are good. I do want to say every single response had therapy in it.
Yes.
Every single it was either start therapy, pick up therapy, keep going to therapy, like everyone said therapy.
Yes.
And I
I think
love that.
everybody, I love it.
Everyone should go to therapy.
Everybody should.
And there's so many different kinds of therapy too.
Mhm.
Like it's not just talk therapy.
Mhm.
So I feel like if you don't like one type of therapy, you can try another type. But I just feel like having that like person or thing where you just like go in, you let it out, and then you go on with your day and your world or your life in the world is so important.
Mm.
Because sometimes it's hard. Like I've been frustrated with like family members in the past of like trauma dumping on me.
Mhm.
When I'm like, I don't want to hear this. Like you
Mhm.
need to go talk to someone else
Yeah.
that's not your
Yep.
blood relative.
Yeah.
Like I think it's super important. So I love that you want to do that. I put tech boundaries
Ooh.
for my mental health. And I know we kind of talked about this in the social media episode of like feeling fulfilled. But I think because I'm on the computer all day and then I'm like researching for the podcast and like trying to stay connected with people, like I can make excuses all day. But I know that I just get like so drained
Mhm.
and I'm like don't have a ton of energy when I'm like constantly staring at a screen. Even
Mhm.
if I'm not feeling like down on myself, I feel like I get headaches, I feel exhausted, I like don't and then I get bummed out when I don't do other things. I don't finish projects that I wanted to do because I was on my phone or because I was on the computer all day.
Mhm.
So just being more cognizant of my tech boundaries. And I didn't write this down, but because we were talking about therapy, I actually doing some of the things my therapist says to do. Maybe finishing those projects would be good too.
That's so funny.
Because she recommends things, and in my mind, I'm like, you don't really know. Which is like, okay, sure, but maybe I should try it before I count it out.
Yeah. That's such
I
a good
just
point.
like I'm so hard-headed sometimes with like the way that I think.
No.
I'm like, this is I already know what's the best for me. I
And
just
that's
kind of
not it.
wanted
So
you to
no.
validate what I already
Yep.
think,
Mhm.
and then she doesn't, and I'm like, whatever.
I love that. That's so
But
funny.
I'm paying so much money, so maybe I should actually listen to her. And another one was running a first half marathon, which running for your mental health, just I feel like walking, running, like hiking, that type of movement is so therapeutic.
Is that yours? Like
No,
your
that was
somebody else's? Oh
someone
yeah,
else
that's
submitted
awesome.
that. Yeah.
I've done two. They are so like there's nothing like just like what's the word? Like putting like applying yourself to something and then seeing a goal, like you're working towards something and then you do like whatever it is, like the marathon or the whatever, and then you finish. It's like fuck yeah, that the feeling is so good. So do it. Whoever said that, do it.
I think yeah, it's that feeling of like accomplishing like a really hard thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's really challenging, but then you feel so proud of yourself and like
Mhm.
so happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah. or like anything. Like I want to do like a 3K or a 5K or a 10K. What is up with 3 now? What the fuck, dude? 3, get out. Um, just like even any of those kinds of things are just
Uh-huh.
like so. I love doing that.
Yeah.
Add that in there too.
Well, we're on to physical health, so maybe you can add that in right now.
Yeah, exactly. Boom that. Do that. Start running. No, I put my first one was discipline and self control. I where did I see this? I was like on if I find it, maybe I'll share it. God, I cannot remember. I'm sure it was on like social media. I have a TikTok. I don't have a TikTok, but I think it was
Tick-a-tock.
TikTok. Ah, it's my language. You gotta know it. Um, I don't have a TikTok, so I'm pretty sure it was like a fucking Instagram reel or something. But it was somebody saying like, in order to, God, I'm gonna fucking butcher this, but it was like, stop.
I can't.
I'm trying to
Okay,
say
okay.
something.
You're gonna just spit it out.
Okay,
Let it out.
they were saying like instead of saying like go to the gym and get fit or eat good food or yada yada, like start focusing on having discipline and self-control. And she said something else, but I forgot. But I'm like, oh my God, that's so true. Like I know that I like food is so like hard to change because it's comfort, it's what you're used to, it's how you grew up. Like there's so much around food. Same with like exercise. It's not like you're going to wake up one day and just like, I mean, for the people that do wake up one day and just go to the gym and change their life, that's great, but like I can't do that. So if I just start focusing on the words like discipline and self-control, I feel like that in terms of my physical health will really like turn it around, I guess. So
Mhm.
that's what I wanted to add. And then I really want to start getting back into lifting. I lived with my aunt while I was in Castro Valley in the Bay Area, and she has like spruced up her garage to be like a whole, like my dad has it, she has it, like their garage is their gym and it has like all their equipment. They've put a lot of time and energy in creating like this really awesome space. So when I was living there, like that's what I was doing. It was fucking great. I loved it. And then I moved and I was like, oh my God, I have to join the gym. Like the gym is so scary. It's such a scary place. I'm afraid to go, but I just have to like rip off the band-aid. And also like I didn't say this, but like as talking about like getting back into lifting, finding a space that I'm comfortable in. Like
Mhm.
we were on a walk this morning, and like for the people that live in San Diego, there's that like fit gym. I don't think I could go there. I
It's
don't think it
also
would
really
be, yeah,
expensive.
I can't afford it. But like as
I'm
far as
not
that,
saying
like
that. I'm just like, it's not worth
I just
it.
think like I need to find a space where I'm comfortable working out. And I
Mhm.
think that is like such an important thing that I think other people can relate to is it's already like a scary place sometimes. Like I don't think I'm alone in feeling that. So like finding a place that you're comfortable in so that you can get to those physical health goals. And then I put exploring better ways to take care of myself. And what I mean by that is I've been feeling very disconnected to my body. Like I just
Mhm.
feel very like I guess this goes into like self-love, but just like I don't know a lot about my body, and like you say this so much, and I really want to get there of like waking up every day and choosing to love yourself. And I feel like, well, in what ways like everybody's body is so different, and like what I need to fix something is going to be different than what you need to fix something. So I want to find ways, like I'm not much of a yoga person, but maybe there's something else out there that like fits my needs, or like
Mhm.
what kinds of foods make me feel really good or not so great, like how to like better take care of myself. And another thing I want to add in here is like, and we'll do another episode, but I just kind of want to state this now, is I've been really thinking to myself about stopping birth control, and I just feel like I feel very man, I'm making noise, disconnected to my body. And I think birth control, like I literally take a pill every single day at the same time that like wipes clean all of my natural hormones and replaces it with chemicals. Like that's
Mhm.
fucking crazy.
I
For
know.
what? To stop this the sex that I'm not even having? Like what the fuck? Like so I just think like exploring better ways to take care of myself in all of those aspects is a goal for me for this coming year.
I love all of those. I
Thanks.
want to take them all.
Okay.
I put consistency with movement because I think in the past when it's come to this time of year, it's like I'm going to do CrossFit 5 days a week, and that's like the goal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like sometimes, to your point, my body isn't wanting to do CrossFit
Yeah.
or yoga or something. Sometimes it's like I just need to go on a walk
Mm-hmm.
or like I just need to stretch or whatever. Like I just want to have some type of consistency in moving my body every day
Mm-hmm.
or as much as I can, like as many days as I can. And then this was inspired by someone who submitted it, but they had said cut back on excessive drinking. I feel like I want to find my healthy relationship with drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like I grew up with like no alcohol. Obviously you're a kid, but like my parents never drank. It was very much in the religion, like Mormon religion of like no drinking. Like that was just not a thing. And I didn't drink when I turned 21. Like I had never had alcohol literally until I moved here.
That's
I
crazy.
know. It's so weird to think about. And it's not that I don't every night need a drink.
Yeah.
It's more like going out.
The
I don't
social
know when to
aspect.
say no
Mm-hmm.
because I'm having fun and it's whatever. Like, I don't get, like, sick. I mean, I get sick the next day, but, like, in the moment, I'm like, "Whatever, having fun." But then it's like, "Why did I do that?" Or, like, I hate feeling like the next day I can't do anything, so I,
Mm-hmm.
like, waste a day.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And I wanna be able to, like, have a better be more in tune with my body to be able to be like, "No, I think I'm done," or, like, "I'm gonna like,
Stay at the level I'm
stay,
at.
yeah,
Yeah.
here," and that's fine, and that's still that doesn't mean I'm not gonna be fun anymore, that doesn't mean, like, I'm not gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
I just need to figure out that boundary, so I think that's one thing for me.
I like that. I'd say the same with smoking, I think. Not like
Mm,
social, but I really do enjoy smoking. It's like a kind of reward to myself, but sometimes I like lean way too much into it and I use it as like a tool to fix all of my problems. So if I feel like any sort of racing heartbeat, like it's my go-to, and I have ever since Thanksgiving break I've stopped, which is great. Like I'm proud of myself for that, but like finding a better relationship with it would be great.
mhm,
Cool. Well, that was all that, or at least for like our social posts that we posted. But I did just want to, like, as I was writing this, I just added a whole bunch and I didn't know exactly where they fit, like, where to fit them in as far as like the way that we structured it. But just a few. There's like 10. I said make space for traveling. That can go into like the budget, blah blah blah, all those places like I just really want to travel. Tattoos. I really want to get more. Like I want it so bad. Exploring more of San Diego, so taking the time. I think it'll happen more like it's the winter, so like yucky.
mhm,
So hopefully like springtime that will come. Getting off birth control, which I talked about. I put this in. This is like, I don't really know how to explain this, but I put it in and I want to share it with you guys. Becoming more sexually confident. So that's
mm,
like that self love. I feel like sometimes, and we'll do an episode on this because I think it's so important. And I also want to make sure that I'm not the only one that feels this way. Is like, I'll go out and like I automatically assume like that's the end goal. And like,
mm,
I'll like not really know what I want. It's just more of like what that person wants. And so like I want to be able to like be confident and be like, actually, I don't want to do that. Or like this is what I want to do.
mhm.
And so that's what I mean in terms of that. Um oh God, continue the quest for love. God damn it. I wrote this
I
last
love
night.
that you wrote it
I
that way.
hate
The
that I wrote it that way.
quest.
Why did I write it like that?
I
This is what
don't
happens when you
know.
write notes at like 12 o'clock. Continue my quest for love. Ugh, gross. Anyway, I mean, it's true.
It's
I can't
cute.
even
It's
like deny that I don't
cute.
want that. I do. Read more, paint more. I want to get a new passport, guys. My passport has my name wrong. I've been to like 4 countries and it's wrong, and I hate it. I'm not even gonna share what it says. Have I told you? Yeah, I fucking hate it. And my family, fuck the passport people. Anyway, I would like a new passport. Traveling, like I really want, as far as like the passport, I know I just said like make space for traveling, but like I really want to go outside of the US this year,
Mhm.
anywhere. It doesn't even have to be like my top one, which is Iceland for some reason. I just really want to go there. But like anywhere. It could be Mexico, which is like down the road. It could be literally anywhere. I just want to do it. And then last but not least, which is probably one of the like really important things that I want to make time for is outdoor activities. So like the rock climbing thing, I want to. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I like the rock climbing. I love that. That's something that I would want to do. I really want to do like camping. My like all-time favorite outdoor activity is backpacking. I love like having all of my things that I carry for like an extended period of time and exploring like the feeling of having everything that you need and it being just enough and like being outdoors and having nothing and it's like a whole camping thing. I don't even know. It's just like that the
Yeah.
feeling is just amazing. So I really want to make space to do those things this year.
I feel like it's like very primal. Like you like speaking of getting in tune with your body, when you're like in survival mode, even if you're not like I'm about to die, but you
Yeah.
really have to think of like conserving your energy and your resources and making shelter and all those things. I
Yep.
feel like it just like gets you really in tune
Yeah.
with your natural
Self.
instincts
Yeah.
and what you're
She has to be pet at all times.
Hey. I love those. Was that the end?
Yeah, that was it.
I feel like I would take all of those. I feel like the biggest thing, and we've talked about it a lot, is like I would also like to get off. I don't getting my IUD out is gonna be so painful, but I
Good
do
luck.
want to be more in tune with my body. I want to be more like out in nature. There's something about the mountains. As much as I love the ocean, the mountains just are
Just like
so I just feel so refreshed and like I get such a reset and like really remember what is important in my life and like
mhm.
what I want in life.
Mhm.
The ocean is very grounding for me and very like centering, whereas I feel like the mountains are a little bit different,
Mhm.
but in a great way. So I'd love to do more trips as well.
Yeah.
And also, what was one of the earlier ones you said? Because I feel like
Tattoos explore. Yeah, go ahead. You want to continue your quest for love with me?
I
Why?
oh, when you were saying that though, like about the sexual confidence and things, I feel like I am a people pleaser, but to a fault in the sense of like sometimes I don't even know what it is that I want.
Mhm.
I just want people to be happy. So
Mhm.
I'm like, whatever you want, it makes me happy too. But it's
Mhm.
like I
It's
would
not
like to
always
know
true.
what I would like.
Yeah.
Like, if roles were reversed and someone cared about my happiness too, what would I say?
Mhm.
Where would I so, like, really finding that and, like, setting boundaries and following through with them, it's like, even if this would make someone else happy, like, is it gonna make me happy?
Yes.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna do it. Goodbye, or
Bye.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like those are all really good ones to like go into the year thinking about. And like I was saying, it's like I like this because it's more of like where your headset, your mindset is.
Same sort of thing, I guess. We were really good today.
Okay, yeah. I'm just really trying to be motivational and get everyone inspired for the new year, and it's not landing. But I don't think you need to say you have to do this specific thing. I think sometimes resolutions get confused of like, you have to lose X amount of pounds, you have to read X amount of books, you have to go on X amount of trips, you have to do it by this certain time of the year or it's a fail.
Yeah.
It's more like where's the direction you're wanting to take your life? What are you wanting to be working on in that direction? And what do you want to like find out about yourself?
Yeah.
And making effort and making time to do those
Yeah.
things.
I love that. Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect. Way
Well,
to go, everybody.
we have a few weeks left in the year, so I feel like it's a great time to reflect. I feel like that's usually what people do.
Mhm.
And I'm excited for what this next year is going to bring.
Bring everybody too. I'm excited to see the people around me grow
Yeah.
and yeah, see how that works out for all of us.
Well, we love you guys. Happy holidays. And see ya next week.
Next week. Love you guys.
Bye.